Whether this is your first car or your 10th car that you're completing, I've got some tips that might help you save some money and some time and maybe a little bit of frustration. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. Now, you're going to hear me reference Walmart and SuperTech quite a bit. I am not sponsored by either one of those corporations. However, what I have found is they have made my automotive life dramatically easier. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Having three cars that we rotate between and in need of such things as refrigerant, Berryman B12, which happens to be one of my favorite fuel treatment, gas cleaners, carpet, you name it. Very effective stuff. The SuperTech line of products, particularly their degreaser, that just happened. I'm sorry, not degreaser. I'm talking. There we go. Brake parts cleaner in a 14.5 ounce can. I'm going to reference these because, number one, I can actually afford that stuff. I picked up 12 cans of the SuperTech parts degreaser for $3.49, bringing the total to somewhere about $34 before tax for a can of 12. Now, again, if you're doing one car or if you're doing 10 cars, having this stuff available makes life easier. Recently, I went into the auto parts store and looked at their stock of degreasers that they had. Not just degreaser, but brake parts cleaner, carburetor cleaner. That stuff is going for $6 and $7 a can. Now, you couple this with SuperTech from the fact that you can absolutely have this stuff sent to your door if you order online, saving you time, saving you fuel. I even do that same when it comes to my oil filters. Yep, they are all sent directly to the house. Now, their oil filters are top rated. Go look at Project Farm. He does a great job of doing an analysis of the SuperTech oil filters. And, well, you decide for yourself. One of the other things that I do saves me money, saves me time. It's going to be the theme that's kind of going on here. I never buy 50-50 mix. I'm always buying concentrated. In this case, I use the extended life, blah, blah, blah. You choose the one that you want to use for your particular engine. Well, why are you using that one, Mr. Willie? Simple. Again, stuff is inexpensive. What's the first ingredient in 50-50? Water. You're paying for water. Don't pay for water. Get the concentrate. Then buy yourself gallons of distilled water. I keep my distilled water, now I do anyway, for my cooling systems. Literally, all three of the vehicles that we drive, Little Debbie, the 2500, and Maxine, the Maxima, have all had cooling system replacements, radiators, water pumps, you name it. They have been done over the past few years. And for the first time in my automotive time, I have gone to distilled water. We don't have a hard water problem here in Tennessee, in Nashville, but mineral deposits will build up. Now, if you live in a place that has hard water, you know what I'm talking about. So, I buy the distilled waters, again, from the store that has the cheapest brand. Those were less than $1.10. And recently, I was in Kroger, and to my surprise, they had it cheaper than that. With the internet now, you could just sit there and punch around, search for the item that you're looking for, and compare the costs, and then choose which one you're going to buy. All of this stuff will save you time, money, and frustration. You'll have this stuff in stock, if you will, and available for your use without having to jump in your car and go down to the store or to the auto parts place. Now, here's another thing that all of us do when we're sprucing up our parts. Spray paint. I have some cans of gloss black, as you can see, but I also have a couple of cans of white. Now, that's the HDX brand. Now, you've got to get kind of creative to find that. You have to look down at the bottom shelf at the Big Orange store to find the HDX brand. But it is far cheaper. Now, you know I love Rust-Oleum. Absolutely love Rust-Oleum paint. That's the paint for the trailer. I still got primer, and it's still liquid, and there's still more, and I have a smaller one, but you can't beat the convenience of the spray cans. So by looking on the bottom shelf at the big box stores, you can find the store brand spray enamel that's great for dressing up the parts, excuse me, dressing up the parts that you're redoing, wire brushing, or sanding, and you want to spruce them up a little bit. So you got to be limited in the colors that they have in those lower cost brands, whereas Rust-Oleum and all the other higher dollar paints will have basically a rainbow of color. But I chose the black and white just because very, very common colors. And I keep those available too. Again, less than $5 a can. Rust-Oleum is about $7 and $9, and I can't remember what the other ones were, but still. So, we've looked at chemicals, we've looked at oil filters, we've looked at coolant. What else do we have? Oh. Buying things like lacquer thinner and acetone to help clean equipment. Instead of buying the smaller cans, go ahead and pony up and buy the 1 gallon cans. Trust me, they come in handy to have that much product available to you. You'll use it more than you think that you will to clean, and especially to paint. You saw my cans of Rust-Oleum over there. Well, the acetone is what I use to thin the Rust-Oleum when I'm shooting it through the spray gun at whatever project that I'm doing. Another thing that saves you a lot of time and money, I love that cleaner right there. It's called Awesome. As you can see, as seen on TV, I buy 64 ounces of it from my local dollar store. You can even find it in 1 gallon jugs. Now, you could use that product in your pressure washers as a degreaser. Be careful if you're using that on bare aluminum. It will dull the aluminum if you leave it on there too long. No, even if you just use it for a little while, it will dull the aluminum. Now, I know you remember that I talked about in a previous video the fact that I buy oil, and that's my 5 gallon can of oil that I purchased off of Amazon, the Penn grade or the Pennsylvania grade oil. I buy large sizes of power steering fluid. After all, I got 3 vehicles that I'm using. You never know when you're going to need it, when a hose is going to blow. I even buy the large size of WD-40 and put it in this manual sprayer so that I can use it to lubricate or to get the moisture off of some electronic components like I've had to do in the past. Now, one final thing, and I think I'll be done with this one for now. I've got, oops, sorry about that. You notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4 grinders from the Harbor Freight store. These are inexpensive enough that practically anybody can have multiple ones. And what this allows you to do, I have one with a cutoff disc. I have one with the grinding wheel on it that's almost ground completely down. I've got one with the porcupine brush that is completely done. And I also have one with the sandpaper flap disc. Now, said, okay, you've got that one worn down to a nub. Right over here, I buy my replacement. See, I told you. Buying that stuff and having it on hand means that you don't have to stop to go to the store, to jump in the truck, jump in the car, whatever, go to the store to get that. When you run out, go get some more. Having all 4 of my grinders set up with the different things just allows me to plug in my tools as I need it without having to go through the process of changing the heads to accommodate whatever type of grinding it is that I need. And when I tell you I'll buy extra so that I don't have to go anywhere, there's all my there's all my grinding stuff that I need to do that. And it's time saving. This hobby is hard enough and it's expensive enough. You got to do the things that are going to make it easier for you, that are going to make it economical for you, so that you can get stuff done like that little joker right there, or whatever your particular project is. So, hoping you got something out of that little semi-tour. Remember, your time is valuable. Spend it doing something that you want to do. Beat the high cost and the increasing cost by buying the stuff when it's on sale. Even have it delivered to your house if you so desire. But, every now and then, it's good to get out and get around too. I still love the convenience of having it delivered to my house, so it usually doesn't cost me anything other than the price of the product. So, there you go. Just some little tips to get your projects moving, to keep you moving all the way to completion. So Willie at the No Bucks Garage. Talk to you soon.